Channel 12 Sports presents coverage of high school girls basketball. Today in the Class A quarterfinals, Maranatha Christian Academy, the number 3 seed in Class A, takes on the Southwest Minnesota Christian Eagles from Edgerton. John Jacobson along with Ryan Iverson. Ryan, we've seen this Maranatha team over the years, including last month against a good Wayzata team. They are very good. They have a lot of tournament experience that they hope helps them this weekend, starting today with the quarterfinals.
Well, we talked about it that Saturday when we saw them play Wayzata. You're thinking, why did they schedule that game? But it's exactly for moments like this, right? Big stage, great competition. They've played bigger, better schools, so I think they got to have a ton of confidence going forward. Their 7th straight state tournament. Obviously, they got a lot of experience. They don't know how to lose, so I think that really positions them well. They come into a game, you're in a big arena, Mariucci Arena, kind of the big spotlight, and they know how to handle it, being with how much experience they have.
Southwest Minnesota Christian was really a great tradition in their program. They made their first state tournament appearance back in 1976, but their last one was in 2010, so before any of these girls were on varsity. So for the current Eagles players, this is a new experience.
And that's half of it. When you get to this level, I remember playing in state championships in football, at the Metrodome, or in basketball, at the Target Center, or wherever it is. It's that feeling of, wow, we're in the big city, there's a lot of people, it's a lot bigger than what we're used to. It's whoever settles into just playing basketball. At the end of the day, like the movie Hoosiers, you know, you measure the rim, it's 10 feet, it's the same dimensions. So who can settle in, who can get over those nerves, and who can get into playing the basketball that they're used to? Whoever does that quicker usually gets off to the better start and wins the game.
Southwest is without one of their key players today. Ann Pater's home sick, too ill to travel. She's their second leading scorer, leading rebounder. They do have a deep team, but certainly when you take out one of your top players, you would think that's going to hurt you, but it's, I guess, the next player up.
Yeah, it is, and it's really unfortunate because you work all year, all summer to get to this level, and obviously to be sick enough where you can't even travel with the team, your heart goes out to her and her family. But hey, at this point, it's like you said, next girl up, whoever's can replace that scoring, because I can tell you one thing, they're going to have to keep pace to have a chance against Maranatha, because we know they like to get up and down. So you know it's going to be high scoring. Who's going to replace that point value and that leadership and that inside presence? That's going to be the question.
Let's look at our key players, starting with the Eagles. Chantel Gruen, good inside player, and I think the hope for them is to get her some looks inside, maybe get Jacqueline Jarnot into foul trouble, the big for Maranatha.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and she shoots such a high percentage, and I think she was, what, a 65 or 66% field goal shooter, so she's very efficient, and I think her getting off to a big start, you know, anytime you're in this big kind of environment, getting off to a quick start is really important. As efficient as she is, she's able to draw fouls. You get that front line of Maranatha in foul trouble, they're a different team. So her getting off to a great start, I think, is really an important factor.
And for MCA, Elena Jarnot, the only senior on this team that gets any varsity playing time, but she has been a terrific talent for years, has some ties all the way back to the 2012 state championship team. And now she's a senior and just a terrific player, headed to play Division I basketball next year at Monmouth.
Yeah, kind of sad in a way, because we've kind of grown up watching her. We've done her games now for at least 4 years. So what a great career. She has over 2,000 career points, over 1,000 career assists, averaging in the 20s, averaging over 11 assists. She really does everything. She's kind of the head of that machine, if you will, and as she goes, their team goes. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her one last time here, and I hope she plays well and can really propel this team into a deep run.
This is the last quarterfinal round game of the day. The winner of this one will take on Mountain Iron Buell next door at Williams Arena. We'll take a break and come back. It's the Class A quarterfinals from Mariucci Arena. We'll have it next for you on 12 Sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
We are back at Mariucci Arena, ready for the tip-off between Southwest Minnesota Christian and Maranatha Christian.
27-1, the Eagles this season. 16-0, champions of the Red Rock Conference. Maranatha Christian Academy, 24-6. They were 10-0 in the MCAA. Let's look at the starters for today's game. For Southwest Minnesota Christian, Cassidy Bremen, a 5'9" senior. Mariah Talsma, 5'10" senior. Chantel Groom, 5'9" junior. Hope Vandick Beltkamp, a 5'6" senior. And Emily Narum, 5'9" sophomore. And for Maranatha Christian Academy, their starting lineup looks like this. Jacqueline Jarnot, 6' sophomore. Elise Moore, 5'10" junior, and Sammy Payne, 6' junior, gives them some length across the front line. Kylie Post, 5'9" sophomore, and Elena Charnock, the 5'7" senior, are the guards.
You talk about that length, John. I mean, they have a couple different players averaging over 10 rebounds per game. So averaging double-doubles, Jacqueline Jarnot and Sammy Payne. And they're just a really good combination of that inside-out presence. Makes them very dangerous.
The Minnesota Lynx floor over here at Mariucci for the games here. Class A quarterfinals today. There's an article in the Star Tribune today talking about this venue for basketball and how coaches and specifically talking about it and players not liking it because of the background, Ryan. You kind of cited it from up here where we are. Not necessarily great depth perception at all, no. Right?
Well, what's difficult about it, and you think, when I was in college, there's a good shot of it, is if there's crowd right behind the backboard, it doesn't matter how big the arena is, but if you can see here, there's a good 40 to 50 feet from the backboard to the crowd, and it throws you off as a shooter. I can't explain it, but it takes a couple of different practice sessions to get used to it. And for these girls, obviously not having a whole lot of time to warm up.
As I mentioned, this is the last quarterfinal of the day in Class A. Goodhue, the top seed, no problem with Sacred Heart of East Grand Forks in the first game. Wheaton wins the second game. They're the number 5 seed over Cromwell, and then Mountain Iron Buell easily taking care of Sleepy Eye in the quarterfinal game that preceded this one here. And they move over across the street to Williams Arena Friday afternoon for the semifinals, and the championship Saturday afternoon at Williams. And we are set to tip it off here. Maranatha in black. Southwest Minnesota in the white with the gold trim. Jacqueline Jarnot getting set to tip this one off. And wins the tap. Yeah.
And it's actually unfortunate. If Jacqueline would have been able to just tip that ahead to her sister, they were on a roll there. They would have had a nice 2-on-1 fast break. But you can't, as the person that's jumping right there, she's got to just tip that rather than catch it. You cannot have possession.
Well, it took 3 seconds for the first turnover of the game. Hopefully we won't have a lot of that today. And so the first possession here for the Eagles. Now Top will try a three-pointer and it rings in.
I told you it'd be very hard to get used to that depth perception.
Emily Narum, coach's daughter, getting the Southwest Minnesota Christian on the board. Pass inside, Jacqueline Jarnot wouldn't go. We get a push and a foul against Maranatha. Here's a look at Denise Narum, now 9th year head coach, has 2 daughters on the team, another daughter in 7th grade.
Yeah, kind of an unusual situation for them. None of their coaches are teachers at the school. She's the school district nurse, and they have a state trooper as an assistant, so kind of an unusual coaching staff.
Second try up and in. First 2 baskets is Southwest Minnesota Christian. Mariah Talsma with the basket. Talsma, the player that's in the lineup with Ann Pater, out today. Elena Jarnot driving, get a blocking foul. And the first foul of the game against the Eagles. Look at Chris Bierman, now 3rd-year head coach. We mentioned that 7 consecutive years for them in the state tournament. Jim Hammond was their coach the first 4 of those teams. Now Chris the last 3 MCA teams. Quick inbound, shot won't go. Foul up, Jacqueline Jarnot won't get it to go, and unable to get another tip on it was Kylie Post, who had missed the initial shot. That first foul, by the way, on Chantel Gruen. And now turnover, And here's Elena Charnock ahead of the pack and able to lay it in for the first points for MCA.
Well, that's what they do. They take a turnover or a miss, and they can convert it on the other end quicker than anyone in Class 1A, and that's what they've done for years.
Handling the ball, Veldkamp. Trying up right on her. Veldkamp dribbling through trouble there. Off on the wing, now into the paint. Shot gets blocked. Freeman's shot blocked out of bounds to Southwest Minnesota.
And there's that transition layup. And, you know, just defensively, their guards are allowed to pressure because they have that kind of length in the front court waiting at the rim. That time, you know, the ball handler got by the initial defender, and there's Jacqueline Jarnett waiting to swat it away.
Freeman, before she passed it, traveled in the turnover on the Eagles.
You know, that's really the question, I think, at this level when you're playing against Maranatha is, can you handle their pressure without turning the ball over?
Long lead pass ahead to Elise Moore. Southwest gets it back. Back they come. Drive to the basket nicely, and going to the line for two will be Gruen. And she's done a lot of that this year. Very adept at driving, creating contact, and getting to the free throw line.
Well, she's their leading scorer. She's 5'9", so she's got good height, but she's got a quick first step. She went right by Jacqueline Jarnett, who's obviously a little bit taller, but also a very good defender. I like the aggressive, quick move. You know, both teams really have very good balance as far as scoring. If you look, obviously you got, you know, Elena Jarnett averaging almost 23, but otherwise they got 4 or 5 players in double figures.
The pass ahead to Moore, but unable to convert the pass from Elena Jarnett. Back comes Southwest Minnesota Christian, right to the basket, and 2 more for Gruen.
Well, I think you see why she shoots about 65% from the floor. She gets good lanes, good angles, and easy layups.
Elena Jarnett lost on the dribble. Turnover for the Mustangs. Great start for Southwest Minnesota Christian. Gruen will go baseline again, up and in.
I think Jacqueline Jarnett is scared to pick up that second foul. Kind of hesitated a little bit, and just a great move.
Moore shot in and out. Defensive board for the Eagles. They're off to an 11-2 lead. Off into the front court comes Freeman. Now the pass knocked away out top. Scramble on the floor, and the travel on the Eagles. Look at the last couple of baskets for Southwest Minnesota here.
Just a nice explosive move. She's got a great first step. Watch this drive to the baseline. Right there. And she gets that good position, knows how to use that body, and that's half of it. Getting the angle and using your strength and your body to shield the defender. She's a great finisher at the rim.
So a 9-point lead early. Jacqueline Jarnett taking the pass from her sister and scoring. And the Jarnett sisters each have a basket so far to make it 11-4. Lydia Homenberg, number 25, in for Southwest Minnesota Christian. Now a turnover. Another play down low, and it'll be a chance to go to the line for 2 here. And this time it's Post that'll draw the contact and go to the line. Kylie Post, a sophomore.
That's why I think when your point guard is also your leading scorer, it's so hard to defend because all eyes are on her to stop her from scoring, and all of a sudden you take your eyes off of who you're guarding just for a second. And Elena Jarnett, she's so unselfish, such great vision. Her head is always up. She will make you pay if you lose your person just for a second. She's that good of a passer.
Post converts on both free throws. And it's 11-6. They break the press into the front court. They're out of bounds. Oh, we'll get a foul called instead on Elena Jarnett.
Wow. I didn't see that. Granted, we're pretty high up here, but maybe a little contact there.
Her first, third team foul. Good inbound pass in the block. Jacqueline Jarnett gets the block. Turns it back the other way for the Mustangs. Pass ahead. Now I'll have to slow it up a little bit. Thompson going inside. We'll get a blocking foul. As Post went to the floor, and the foul on the Eagles.
Well, that's why they're tough to defend. Maranatha, I mean, they just push the ball so fast. They constantly apply pressure on you. And if you're not used to playing that pace, it can be alarming, very difficult to guard.
Hannah Narum, number 41, picked up that foul. Good interior pass, missed shot by Thompson, back out. Jacqueline Jarnot good, rebound, Payne traveled.
Well, you're starting to see, even though they didn't convert that, you're starting to see some of that length. As Sammy Payne, who's 6 foot, you see them, they're getting second, third chance opportunities. You got to box a bigger team out.
3-point shot on the run, up and in. Emily Narum with her second three-pointer at the other end. Maranatha turns it over.
Well, how about this shooting start for Narum? 2 for 2 from long range. Maybe she secretly was up here last night shooting, getting used to that depth. I told you that good shooters, it doesn't matter where you are, you can find a way to shoot the ball. But yeah, this is, and we'll find out a lot about Maranatha right now, John, because they're not used to getting off the slow starts. They're used to really blowing the majority of their opponents out. So they're going to figure this out and find a way to settle down. But how about the start from Southwest Minnesota Christian? You coming in, obviously traveling from further away. There's maybe not a bigger deal, but you haven't been here in 6 years. It's a big deal for the community, and sometimes that can backfire. You play a little nervous, but I love the start that they've gotten off to.
Yeah, and the press put on by Maranatha after the timeout and the turnover. And we get contact, and we'll get a foul, and that'll be on Kylie Post, her first.
Yeah, the referees are calling it very tight on the perimeter. Those are very questionable calls, but like we always talk about, then you adjust to it. You know that's how it's going to be called. You got to adjust, and I'd say that's a disadvantage for Maranatha because they are so aggressive on the perimeter.
Good strong drive in the basket for two. It's Halsma with her second basket.
Now she's a senior, averaging just under 8 points before you can even finish talking. That's what Maranatha does, John, just pushing the ball, getting an easy layup.
Sammy Payne with the basket. Again, the press broken by Southwest. Ball knocked away. Trailer coming through. DeCam shot too strong. Another try up and in. Brooklyn DeCam, 5'10" sophomore, with her first basket. Elena Jarnot into the front court for MCA. Down low, they're finding some open people underneath the basket. This time it's Payne converting for MCA.
Well, it's great offense, but the problem is the defense, they're focused so much on Elena Jarnot that they're just turning their head for a second, and they're going backdoor. They're getting easy looks.
Both teams have been freely substituting early on as they were the last basket.
Here's what you worry about if you're playing Maranatha is that you have to work pretty hard to get buckets, and their buckets are so quick without any effort. Can you sustain that, for a whole game against Maranatha? That's always the question.
Out on the perimeter. That shot up and a foul. And more free throws coming here for Talsma.
Well, that's going to be the second foul, too, on Kylie Post. That's a situation where you don't want to reach. You just force the defender or the shooter to make a tough bucket. And Maraa Talsma really kind of get bailed out by getting the foul call, and you put her on the free throw line.
Talsma, 70% free throw shooter, misses the first one. Second one, no. He is in. A 9-point lead to the basket and two more for Maranatha inside. Elena Jarnot, their second hoop.
They do a nice job. You see how spread that floor is, and she's allowed to go one-on-one. There's no help defense there.
Driving and getting to the line for two more.
The question is who are they going to get that foul on?
Look at the Maranatha back. A nice little move there by.
Oh, great move. That's a second foul on Elena Jarnot, so that'll be interesting here. Coach Bierman decides to keep her in with two fouls. She's so valuable to that team. I'm imagining she's got a little bit of leeway as far as staying in there and just having to know, hey, you got to play defense without fouling.
She got into foul trouble in the section final against Lester Prairie in the second half, and Mustangs were able to weather the storm and actually win that game after trailing by a dozen in the first half. Elena Jarnot here, too strong, rebounded, and then a backcourt foul. And now it's going to be a time where they're already in the 1-and-1. Southwest Minnesota Christian is on that foul. It's a 17th foul. Is it not? Yes. They haven't signaled the 1-and-1 yet, but now they'll get the call from the scorer's table, and it will be 1-and-1. So that's a big advantage. Ryan, you got over 12 minutes to go in the first half, and you're already in the double bonus.
Well, and the unfortunate thing for Maranatha is that they play so aggressively. They pick you up full court. They go for steals. It's hard to change that style, right? Even though the way the game is being called. And fortunately for Southwest Minnesota Christian is that now, I mean, if you stay aggressive, you're going to draw fouls. You're going to be shooting free throws here the rest, for over 12 minutes of the first half.
Talsma converts. And that's the other key, Ryan. You get the 1-and-1s, and you're able to make the opponent pay. There's a nice drive and hoop. Elena Jarnot.
She's so quick. She's only 5'7", but she uses her body really well. She finishes with both hands. And right now, if I'm going against her, I'm trying to attack Elena Jarnot, trying to pick up that third foul, try to get her out of the game here.
Eagles work the ball around the perimeter. Bounce pass. Above the block and then back out. Drive down the lane, out of bounds, and off the leg of Drew, and a turnover for the Eagles.
Yeah, quick hands there on defense, but watch her use that body and able to shield the defender with that body, use her offhand to finish off the backboard. Great spacing, and that's given Elena the whole middle of the floor to go 1-on-1, and she's going to win that matchup most of the time.
And drives again, lost the ball, but right in the right spot was Payne, but she couldn't convert. Into the front court, and then Southwest Minnesota Christian turns it right back over. Jacqueline Jarnot will take it to the basket. Too strong. Rebound. It's going to be a tie-up. Jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it with the Mustangs.
It seems like Maranatha is rushing some of those shots, doesn't it, down low? You know, 2 good looks that time by Sammy Payne and by Jacqueline Jarnot. And those are shots they normally make.
And another turnover. Back come the Eagles. They've got the basketball in an 8-point lead. Baseline shot up too strong there. But Southwest Minnesota Christian able to secure the rebound. And Freeman comes back on top with it. Talsma traveled. Still over 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Down low, Jacqueline Jarnot, they made that look easy.
Well, it's a great offense. It's hard to defend, too, when you that high ball screen, and you've got to pay attention to Elena. And Jacqueline there is going to pick up her second foul. And then she cuts right to the basket. You have such good spacing with good shooters. It's really a hard play to defend.
So as you mentioned, the second foul on Jacqueline Jarnot. So she, Kylie Post, Elena Jarnot, all with 2 fouls. And we're not even 8 minutes into the game yet.
No, they're going to have to play. They're used to playing with their hands because they steal. They get a ton of steals. They force a lot of turnovers. And sometimes referees let that go. That today is not that instance. So you got to adjust. Otherwise, you're going to have a couple of girls get out of this game early here with their third foul.
Coach Bierman wanting an explanation on that. And
I mean, I hated playing in games that were so tightly called. You know, even obviously sometimes it favors you too, but it's like I always liked it, you know, let them play. You know, let the play decide the outcome of the game rather than some of these silly touch fouls 40 feet from the basket.
Bruin makes both free throws. She's 5 of 6 from the line today. Back to an 8-point lead. Another play. Elena for Jacqueline Jarnot. The sisters combining for another hoop.
I was going to say they got a great 1-2 connection. I wonder if they're related at all or if they play together very often. They know right where each other.
An offensive foul here on Narum. Boy, that would have been a costly one on MCA if it had been on Jarnot. Narum's first foul.
I was about to say if that was a third foul on Elena. But watch this play. Let's see if they go back to that high ball screen here.
Elena Jarnot will drive, whips it across, driving the baseline wide open as Payne for the easy layup.
Wow, great rotation across the top. That's where someone from the Eagles has to slide over for help defense. You can't give up those wide open layups.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Referees are going to say it's off of Maranatha.
So there's the skip pass, and now watch, you can see right coming in your screen right there, number 41, Hannah Narum. It's got to slide over and stop that drive from happening rather than allowing an easy layup. But she has strict instructions. We cannot leave Jacqueline or Elena Jarnot, and that's where these other players for Maranatha really have to come up and be efficient and effective here today.
And Narum driving off the glass, up and in, her first basket.
Nice shot fake, one dribble, right off the backboard, easy shot.
Elena Jarnot for three, not good. Foul up by Jacqueline, that won't go. Ball on the floor, and Southwest Minnesota Christian has it. Back into the front court, they have it with Emily Narum. In the paint, shot up, traveled. That's on DeCam, the turnover. I think if she had shot that initially right away, Ryan, when she got it, she would have had a chance, but hesitate a little bit and travel.
Yeah, and when you got an open look, you got to be able to take it. And, Brooklyn DeCam, who's played some big-time minutes. She's a 46% three-point shooter, very capable three-point shooter, and just shooter in general. You can't hesitate. You got to play that confidently.
Jacqueline Jarnot, two more from Elena.
Have you seen that play before? High ball screen coming to the right and just easy passes, easy catch and shoot, too, for Jacqueline.
Nice spin move and getting the basket and finishing Chantel Gruen, her third hoop. Drive to the basket. This one too strong by Elena Jarnot, rebounded by the Eagles. Elena putting some pressure on in the backcourt on Emily Narum, able to get the pass ahead. There's a three-point try, too strong, off the mark, left, but then they foul one up and put it in. That's happened to be in the right spot is Cassidy Vreeman getting her first hoop.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm surprised the Eagles have had pretty good success on the offensive glass. That's something I would have thought Maranatha would one shot with their length and their height, but nice job by the Eagles getting some second chance points. Wow.
Great move, Jacqueline Jarnot for the basket. She's got 10 points.
And I love how aggressive she's being. That was a great move. And she's finished about all 4 or 5 of her layups with her right hand. She's a left-handed player.
Up and in on the baseline. Hannah Narum, her second hoop. MCA's been able to cut it in that late a little, but there's a drive by Elena Jarnot for two, but Southwest Minnesota Christian has answered everything so far.
And I'm surprised the Eagles aren't going zone where they can kind of keep Maranatha away from getting these easy layups. They haven't shot the ball well.
Oh, what a move there to the basket, unable to get it to close at the basket. It's a rebound for MCA. Jacqueline Jarnot this time had it stripped away. She started into that spin move. Gruen's going to attack the basket. Not good. Gets her own rebound and scores.
I love the energy, John, that she plays with. Attacked it, went right after her own miss, able to finish. She's got 11 points here. Watch this effort. She's determined to get to that basket. Nice shot fake. Misses that one, but watch her go right back up to it. I love the effort. Love her foul. I love when girls follow their own misses with buckets. She's off to a great start.
Timeout by Southwest Minnesota Christian. I think Coach Denise Narum's got to be happy with the way her team has started here. Brian, they come in as the underdog, but not afraid of anyone, and went through their section, get to state here for the first time in 6 years and playing with a lot of confidence, too.
No, absolutely. And my thought when obviously we haven't done or seen Southwest Minnesota Christian this year, but when you just look at box scores, you expect Maranatha to be in that 80 to 90 point range just at the pace they play. I didn't think that the Eagles were going to be able to keep pace with them. And surprisingly tonight, they had 34 points with 7 minutes left in the first half. So scoring has not been an issue whatsoever.
Down low is 2 more. Boy, that is very similar. This time it's not Jacqueline Jarnot, but Post that's able to finish underneath on the assist from Elena Jarnot, and traveling at midcourt. A trap put on by MCA and forces the Eagles into a turnover.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? You put the ball in Elena's hands and you just know good things are going to happen. She's a great scorer, but she's a smart enough basketball player. She makes the right play about 99% of the time and always has that head up, gets a lot of easy buckets for her teammates.
It's 22 points, averaging 11 assists per game. Trying to get another one here, but this one through the hands of Moore and out of bounds.
And that wasn't a perfect pass. That was off just a little bit, but I'm sure Moore that's one that she's going to catch most of the time. If she would have caught it, she would have been able, had great position, would have been able to go right up with a layup.
Well, still a 6-point lead for Southwest Minnesota Christian. They break the press into the front court. On the wing, just above the block, right side. Back up, picking up her dribble is Veldkamp. Now able to get the pass off. Down to the baseline. Wow, Jeff, very nicely done by Elena Jarnot, getting it off the Southwest Minnesota Christian player. And they get the turnover.
There's always those few really good players. Watch her hands, Elena's hands, right there. She knows what she's doing already, and the other players caught off guard. She's just got that, step ahead mentality where she's got such a high basketball IQ. Maybe I'm trying to get all my compliments in for Elena because I know this is our last time ever broadcasting for her.
Over 2,000 career points for Elena, over 1,000 career assists. She'll drive to the basket here. Short runner, well short there. Rebounded, though, in the corner by Thompson. They'll reset. Jarnot down low, up and in. 2 more for Post.
There's that offensive rebound, second chance Post, and then a nice play by Kylie Post. You can tell they're trained that when Elena gets the ball, hey, cut to the basket. If I'm open, I'm going to get it. And she went quick, able to secure it.
That one well short. We get a foul away from the basketball. Looks like it's going to be against Maranatha. On Moore, I think.
It just looked like she was boxing out. The game being called very, very tight.
Payne back in. And Thompson out. Hannon to the line for a 1-and-1. Missed it, and the rebound to Post. Her pass deflected and turned right back over to the Eagles. Pass going inside, deflected, on the floor, traveling.
I'm going to say lucky that wasn't a reach on Jacqueline Jarnot when that ball was in the air. The way this game has been called, that certainly looked like it could have been called another foul.
Maranatha's got it down to 4-point deficit. Now trying to get it to 2. And Jacqueline Jarnot will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws here.
Well, Elena Jarnot, not the only Jarnot averaging a double-double, right? Jacqueline with over 15 points, over 11 rebounds.
That's the first free throw.
Really, and in the conference that Maranatha plays, they just dominate their front line. They have 2 different girls averaging in double figures in rebounds, a third at 9.5 rebounds. So they just a big front line. But they're athletic too. They're not, you think of a center, you think of someone that can't move. All their front court players, there's a turnover. All their front court players really can move their feet and are athletic as well.
Chantel Gruen back in. The MCA forces another turnover. And a chance now to tie it or take the lead with a 3. Dedno made 3-pointers for MCA today, a couple for Southwest Minnesota Christian. Teams trade brief turnovers there. Lena Jarnot getting it back into the hands of Sammy Payne. She'll go baseline, missed the shot, hit the underside of the basket. And rebounded by Talsma, and Southwest Minnesota Christian back into the front court. Ball stolen out top by Payne.
Well, you're starting to see a little bit more turnovers, a little frantic pace by the Eagles, and just not doing a better. At first they were handling the pressure and still attacking. Now that's about 5 or 6 turnovers in the last couple minutes, and that's really allowed Maranatha to get back into this game.
Lena Jarnot feeding the pass down low, and well, more free throws. It's time for Post, who gets fouled as she goes to the hoop. Emily Narum picking up her second foul.
Kylie Post also averaging in double figures, just over 10 a game, but also she gets over 4 steals a game too, so she's a big part of their, even though offensively she's not their leading scorer, but a lot of that comes from her defense and her steals, getting them out in transition.
Post 3 out of 4 from the line today. She got 7 points. And the lead for Southwest Minnesota Christian is down to 1. Gruen trying to attack and blocked out of bounds by Jacqueline Jarnot.
Well, I think that's their best offense, John, don't you? And Gruen gets that ball and can just go. And a nice job playing defense by Jacqueline Jarnot there without fouling.
Off the inbound, I'm not sure who that was intended for, but it's a steal for MCA. Post turning, couldn't get it to go, tipped and controlled by Jacqueline Jarnot. Now she'll go right at the basket, up and in, and Maranatha has the lead.
Well, she's been their big scorer so far. It looked like she was going to kick it out, and instead just looped right into the basket.
Gruen to the basket and is fouled.
And watch going with her right hand, coming right back, finishing with her left hand. That's the one thing the Eagles, as well as they've played here to start this game, they got to contest these driving lanes. They can't give up layups, force jump shots to be made.
Free throw is up and in. That foul is on Payne. All 5 Maranatha starters right now with 2 fouls, but nobody with 3.
That's what you call balance. When we're talking about balance, we weren't just meaning scoring, too. They like to distribute the fouls evenly.
Gruen hits both. So Southwest Minnesota Christian back up by 1. Lena Jarnot missing on the 3.
And I know she can knock those down, very, very much. But I think right now the Eagles will live with her taking contested threes.
Jacqueline Jarnot gets a block and it triggers a break the other way, and Lena Jarnot finishes.
And you're playing Maranatha, got to get back. Defensive balance, you've got to get back and stop those easy transition layups.
Veldkamp into the front court. Southwest Minnesota Christian now down by 1, almost a steal on the perimeter. Gruen back out with the pass to Veldkamp. Now they go down left side, good pass down the lane to the cutter, and in for 2 is Talsma.
Yep, beautiful give and go. She fed the post, cut right to the basket. Nice offense.
Lena Jarnot attacking, too strong. Ball tipped underneath, up and in for 2. That's Post with the basket.
Being in the right place at the right time. Ball tipped right to Kylie Post. She takes advantage of it.
Turning, a little runner in the lane, up and in.
It's just been a frenetic pace. Both teams offensively being very efficient.
And Lena Jarnot pull up from 17, too strong. Rebound for the Eagles. They lead it by 1. We're down inside of 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. Steal by Jacqueline Jarnot. It's a 2-on-1 for Maranatha. Ball tipped and out of bounds. Great defense by Hope Veldkamp, who is back there and breaks up the 2-on-1 on the pass intended for Kylie Post.
Well, I thought that time on the 2-on-1 they were too close together. And rule number 1 offensively is you take the ball until the defender stops. I thought Jacqueline Jarnot gave that up just a little bit too early, and great job by Veldkamp holding fort there, not allowing an easy basket.
Eagles into the front court. Wide open three out high. Comes up short. Rebounded Jacqueline Jarnett. She'll push it ahead for the Mustangs. Taking it to the basket and is fouled.
And that's what she should have done the last time down, I thought. Kept it and just go right to the rim until someone picks you up. That time she takes contact and is going to get a trip to the free throw line.
Jacqueline Jarnett hitting her third free throw of the game. Second one also good. Substitution, Elena come in for her sister Jacqueline here.
How about Jacqueline? Already had her over her season average by halftime. Average is just over 15. She's got 16 here in the first half. She's had an outstanding opening to this game.
MCA by 1, traveling on the Eagles.
And what's really amazing too is they all picked up those 2 early fouls and amazingly have been able to play pretty good defense without picking up any more fouls. You know, especially obviously the Jarnott sisters being, you know, the critical components that you don't want to get in foul trouble. So nice job adjusting to the way the game's being called.
Sammy Payne, a couple of dribbles in. Wide open down the lane is Post. Post all 4 of her baskets in the post.
Yep.
And in the paint, and she's got 10 points. 11 points, excuse me.
Yeah, just nice back door and keep moving, you're gonna get good shots.
Talsma answers with the basket. 43-42 Maranatha. Elena Jarnett with a crossover and she's fouled as she goes into the lane.
We heard kind of a collective sigh on that crossover. That was a big time, quick right to left crossover. And you can see, I think the Eagles' plan is they're gonna back off. They wanna force Elena maybe to hit that jump shot. I like that she didn't settle for that. Instead, knowing, hey, I can get to the rim at will, and she's able to do it and able to draw the foul as well.
Southwest Minnesota Christian foul on Lydia Homenberg. That's her second. And she'll come out now. Emily Niram back in. Jarnott connecting at the line.
Well, and I like what Coach Bierman's doing. He's kind of doing offense, defense right now with some of his players not wanting to pick up that 3rd foul, but also wanting to get them back in on the offensive end. Smart coaching. Yep.
Bump, and there's the foul there. And this will be on Post. No, excuse me, it's on Thompson, Sophia Montgomery. Sophia Montgomery, her first foul. Pretty good defender for Maranatha.
Yep.
You look at the bench players that Maranatha brings in. Not that they've all played yet today, but their first 5 off the bench, Ryan, freshman, sophomore, freshman,
yep.
7th grade.
Yep. Nope, they're going to be good here for, obviously they're going to lose their leader, but they're going to have a lot of talent back for the next couple of years.
Second free throw comes out for Homenberg, who had made the first. And it's a 2-point game with a minute to play in the first half. Elena Jarnott will go to the line for 2 more. He's converted 2, 69% free throw shooter on the season. Will get a chance to cash in more.
And what you're getting the feeling too, aren't you, John, that she could attack whenever she wants to. And that's where she becomes dangerous, because then you start focusing again on stopping her as a scorer. And that's when she becomes even more dangerous, when she's a great passer. So slowing her down obviously is a lot easier said than done, but it's so important if you're going to beat Maranatha.
Desmond Thompson back in now for Maranatha. Second free throw also missing, so 2 misses, but then Southwest Minnesota unable to corral the rebound, and MCA will get it back. Veldkamp back in for Southwest Minnesota Christian here. Pass into Elena Jarnott off the inbound. Back out top, Montgomery. Right side, Jacqueline Jarnott for a 3. Around all sides of the rim, but it wouldn't go. Rebounded by Hannah Narum, and into the front court comes Southwest Minnesota Christian, and a steal. Elena Jarnott's got a clear path to the basket.
Nice. She just keeps coming at you, and she's so quick with those hands. You got to protect the basketball when she's around, and she can take that turnover and turn it into 2 points very easily.
Emily Narum shot up and in. 8 points for her. It's a 2-point game again. 15 seconds to go. Elena Jarnott with a three. Not good. Ball tipped. And Southwest Minnesota Christian should have a chance at a final shot here. All the way driving, missing, and the shot was Veldman. Then we get a foul underneath.
Wow.
Should be on Montgomery. As the horn sounds, we should have a 1/10 of a second or at least left, or a little more. Definitely the foul coming before we heard the horn. But they are going to say no time left, and 2 free throws as time expires here for Hannah Narum, the freshman. And the problem with Nerves being the only one out on the court, able to sink that first one. We got a tie game at halftime. Unranked, or unseeded, I should say, Southwest Minnesota Christian against the number 3 seed, Maranatha Christian Academy. High scoring first half, 94 points. We're tied 47 all. We'll take a break. More basketball from Maraa Arena in Minneapolis after this timeout.
Going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing. I'm trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
47 all, Southwest Minnesota Christian and Maranatha. Halftime of the Class A quarterfinals from Maraa Arena. Highlights from the first half. Ryan Iverson is up and down the court, wasn't it? A lot of turnovers, a lot of transition, but also Maranatha able to get into their offense often in that game. And at the other end, Southwest Minnesota Christian able to attack, very aggressive, and do well in that mode.
Well, when the Eagles have been able to do that in transition, get quick, easy decisions, they've been able to get whatever they want. It's just handling the pressure. And of course, defending her and her ability to make plays for her teammates. Much easier said than done.
Elena Jarnott with a number of assists in this one, this time taking it to the basket herself for 2 of her 14 points in the first half. If we look at our scoring leaders, Southwest Minnesota Christian able to answer near the end of that Hannah Narum basket. And there's a look at our scoring leaders. Gruen with 17. Talsma has 11 points, and Emily Narum 8 to lead Southwest. And for Maranatha, Jacqueline Jarnott 16, Elena 14, and Kylie Post with 11. 47 all at halftime. We'll take a break, come back. Second half of basketball from Minneapolis after this.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
John Jacobson, Ryan Iverson, we are ready to start the second half of play. Maranatha, Southwest Minnesota Christian, all tied at 47. Looking to take on Mount Iron Buell in the semifinals. And Ryan, your thoughts on what each team needs to do to get a W by the end of the afternoon, another 18 minutes.
Yeah, I think this pace is going to favor the Mustangs, if they can sustain it, get into that 90s. I just don't know if the Eagles have the scoring power to do that for a whole game. And again, I think if you can get some early foul trouble on the Mustangs too, this could be a totally different outcome.
Jacqueline Jarnock gets the steal, takes it all the way, and gets the first bucket of the second half, and she has 18 points now to lead all scores. 49-47. Emily Nairn thought she picked up her dribble, didn't she? And then started it again. Was that a double dribble or did I miss it?
No, it looked like it.
Back comes Maranatha off the miss. Shot not good. Rebounded though by the Eagles. Great job keeping the dribble alive by Bremer. Then a turnover, and Jacqueline Jarnock makes them pay, cashing in for 2 more.
And this is what you got to be careful of. Just like when we saw Hopkins girls team too, they can go on a 10-12-0 run just like that.
Drive, miss shot inside, out of bounds, off of Southwest Minnesota Christian. Want to take it strong to the basket, but not able to finish at the rack there. And so another possession here for MCA, who's gotten a quick 4 points within the first minute of the second half. Elena Jarnock driving, kicks it back out. Moore with it. Across the paint to Payne. Back out, Jacqueline Jarnock driving, can't get it to go. Got her rebound off her own miss. Elena Jarnock to the basket, that spins out. Going to the floor, trying to get the ball, and finally we get a tie-up. No, we're going to get a foul whistled instead against Elise Moore. That's her first foul of the second half here.
Well, even though they didn't score on that possession, JJ, I mean, they got whatever shot they wanted, right? Jacqueline gets a nice little 5-footer, it rims out, and then Elena gets a nice drive and just couldn't get it to rim in and out.
Drive to the basket. That one won't go for Veldkamp. Out of bounds this time off of MCA.
And you're seeing that length for Maranatha, I think, starting to bug Southwest Minnesota. They're getting good drives, good angles, but you're just seeing the defense just playing with their hands straight up in that length, bothering some of those layups.
Jacqueline Jarnock gets a hand in, helps cause the turnover, ahead to Payne, up and in.
And that's what you got to eliminate, are those easy runouts where they get wide open layups, uncontested, off of a turnover. And that's 6 straight points to open up the second half for Maranatha.
Jacqueline Jarnock got a hand on it. Elena taps it back to Jacqueline. And then ahead to Sammy Payne for the layup. And a timeout for Southwest Minnesota Christian. Look at the quarterfinal round games that have happened so far today at Mariucci. Number 1 seed Goodhue easily winning over Sacred Heart, 77-46. Wheaton defeating Cromwell. In the second semifinal, that's a 5-over-4 seed. And then Mountain Iron Buell had no trouble with Sleepy Eye, 70-37. We're talking here on Thursday afternoon, and the semifinals already tomorrow early afternoon. Across the street at Williams. Goodhue against Wheaton, and the winner of this one taking on Mountain Iron Buell. I know Maranatha would like another shot at Mountain Iron. Played them earlier this season. Chris Spearman didn't feel they played their best game or gave a good accounting of themselves in that one, and like another shot at them to try to get back to the championship. Of course, Maranatha, the Class A runner-up a year ago.
Well, I'll tell you, we got here early, for this game, and watching the end of that Mountain Iron Buell. I mean, they're a very talented team, can really shoot the basketball, and they're guard heavy, so it should be a great matchup. Between whoever wins this game, but especially if Maranatha is able to prevail here.
Freeman goes baseline through the lane, back out. Narum is fouled. It's Emily Narum will go to the line here for 2.
Well, beautiful shot fake by Emily Narum that time. And that's, again, you get rewarded for attacking the basket. Shot fake, she went right away. I like how the Eagles have attacked the basket. When they haven't turned the ball over, John, I think they've kind of been able to get any shot that they want if they're patient and if they take care of the basketball.
And they're 14 out of 19 from the free throw line so far. They get 14 for 20. Second one out, and Maranatha rebounds. Elena Jarnock back to Jacqueline, traveled.
Yeah, and you can see Coach Bierman on the sideline saying that's a foul. You've called all these ticky-tack fouls on our team. There was definite contact. And I think sometimes referees get fooled a little bit when you're the bigger, stronger, more athletic team. Sometimes you almost get penalized for it because you're expected to take that contact. And see, there's the same play on the other end right there.
We'll get a foul on MCA.
Yeah, that's going to be Moore's fourth
That'll
foul.
be Elise Moore. That's her fourth. So she comes out. Catherine Thompson, number 5, in for her. Southwest Minnesota Christian, the biggest deficit of the game, 5 points right now. Halsma able to secure the ball and able to get it off on the pass. Then gets the ball back, up and in, and it's fouled. Great teamwork there. Emily Nairn able to feed it to Talsma, who helps save that possession, ends up with the basketball and a foul.
Watch this pass, power dribble, and I love how she went up with the left hand, able to get the contact, knowing that that shot probably would have been blocked if she went up with her right hand. That's a big-time play by 2 teammates and a much-needed 3-point play.
Talsma averages just under 8 a game. Had a good offensive game here in place of Pater in the lineup. Here's Payne answering for Maranatha. Assist to Elena Jarnot.
Yeah, I thought Elena Jarnot was going to shoot that one. Instead, at the last second, she dumped it down to Payne for an easy layup.
Emily Nairn from 15. Back iron not good. Rebounded by Jacqueline Jarnot. Ahead to Elena. Elena will attack the basket and he'll go to the line for 2.
But see, that's what's so hard about that, John, is that off of a miss, it's a 3-on-1 coming back the other way. That's where, you know, and again, you're not used to playing teams that attack like that, but you got to have defensive balance. You can't, out of a missed shot, it's one thing out of a turnover, but out of a missed jump shot, you can see they get going so quickly. And 3-on-1 with Elena Jarnot leading that fast break, really, really incredibly hard to defend.
Second one also good. Jarnot will get a little rest. Ella Berg is the reserve 5'7" freshman rather, coming in here. Number 13, the backup to Jarnot. Played some valuable minutes in that section final win against Western Prairie. Southwest Minnesota Christian advancing with a section final championship win over Wabasso. Trying to get back into their offense now. Talsma. Thompson came out, defended her into the post. Little spin by Gruen for the basket and 1. How about that?
I'll tell you, is Gruen, is she just aggressive or what? Watch this spin move. And she didn't even put, I thought at first maybe that was a travel, but you can see how quick she spun. And we've seen her do that a couple times today in the game, and I just love her aggressiveness by the basket. And she can finish with the best of them down on the post.
Fouls on Sophia Montgomery, her 3rd. Couldn't cash in, make it a 3-point play. And loose ball, though, on the floor. Jump ball. Revolutionary will give it to Maranatha. Four-point game, MCA with the basketball and the lead. Under 14.5 minutes to play in the second half. Elena Jarnot back off. Jacqueline Jarnot up and in.
Man, we've seen a lot of that here tonight. And it's just, Elena Jarnot puts so much pressure on the defense, you collapse, and that time Jacqueline just picked and popped, got a nice, easy 8-foot jump shot.
Too strong on the runner by Holmenberg. Jacqueline Jarnot not ahead, and we go to the line. They'll get 2 fouls here, or 2 shots on the foul. Look at that last basket. Elena Jarnot back to Jacqueline.
You know, that's just being familiar, right? Knowing when to roll to the basket, knowing when to pop, and having a 6-foot sophomore that can step out and knock a 12-footer down pretty consistently. That's a luxury that a lot of teams don't have.
Sammy Payne in the line for 2, hits the first. Last foul on Brooklyn DeCam, her first. Second one also good. Now it's an 8-point game, Ryan. Starting to open up a little bit for the Mustangs.
Well, and that's kind of what I thought too. You know, would the Eagles be able to sustain that scoring they did in the first half? Everything went right. They shot well. They got a lot of free throw trips. It was called really tight.
DeCam to the basket. Nice assist there from Veldkamp. In Brooklyn, DeCam has a basket in each half. Down low, wide open is Payne. 2 more, another assist for Elena Jarnot.
But you see what I mean, John? You see how easy Maranatha gets their buckets? They're just uncontested layups where you feel like the Eagles, every possession, they have to really work to try to get a good shot.
Through the lane, baseline left, shot off the mark, rebound, quick outlet. Elena Jarnot ahead of the pack and another layup. 18 points for Elena Jarnot. Southwest Minnesota Christian breaking the press. Gruen, though, couldn't go up with it, and he's got to reset the offense. Driving, Veldkamp back off, side of the lane, then back. 3-point try to Cam, unable to hit on the 3. Ball tipped by on Montgomery's pass, but into the hands of Elena Jarnot. Down low for Payne,
nice
and
block.
blocked out of bounds. Good block as DeCam got back into the play defensively to get the block for the Eagles. Emily Narum back in, excuse me.
You see the pace really starting to pick up here. The up and down part of it, and you can see Southwest Minnesota Christian tries to throw it deep, nothing's there. Ball gets tipped, and it's just this constant wave of pressure that Maranatha puts on their opponents.
Payne from the corner trying to go inside for Thompson is deflected away in a turnover on MCA. Back comes Southwest Minnesota Christian on the transition. Glass is good for 2.
Oh, beautiful shot fake. I'll tell you, you can see why they're 27-1 on the year. They're very efficient down low. They do not miss those little 5-foot jump shots. Great ball fakes, shot fakes.
That pass knocked away. Hannah Narum, who had the last basket for Southwest Minnesota Christian. Got that steal out of the basket, shot up and in. There's 2 for DeCam.
Well, she's had a nice second half, attacking the basket. No one stepped up to help.
Elena Jarnot misses the bunny inside. Back comes Southwest Minnesota Christian on the break. Ahead for Gruen, off the glass, not good. Follow-up is up and in.
And again, you see her, she follows her own miss. She's just got a motor on her.
Lead down to 4 now. Lead pass ahead, Jacqueline Jarnot from Elena.
I would guess she's got 7 assists just to her sister in this game. Just that high screen, and Jacqueline just reads it, goes right to the rim, catches, and another uncontested layup.
Off the miss, rebound. Jacqueline Jarnot has it for the Mustangs. Elena Jarnot slicing through the D, missed the shot. Rebounded by DeCam. Front court come the Eagles. Streaking down in the lane, unable to finish there, and then a run out at the other end. And 2 more for Payne. Timeout.
Yeah, timeout by Maranatha. But how disheartening is that when you're playing so hard? Up and down, and then after a great drive to the rim, all of a sudden you look up and here's another. Seems like you've seen this play about 15 times a day. Easy, uncontested layup. You know, and that's the thing when you're not used to that pace. It's like you feel like you're playing harder and faster than you ever have, and yet even with that effort, we're still giving all these easy layups up. It can be dejecting. You know, I like the timeout, even though Maranatha called the timeout. I think Denise Narum going to tell her girls, listen, slow down. We're only down by 8. We can score. We just got to be patient, get the shot we want, and we got to get back defensive balance. We got to force Maranatha to beat us in half court.
You talk about the coaching staff for Southwest Minnesota Christian. None of them actually teachers at the school. And Denise, a public health nurse, she said, I got the coaching job because they said, well, you played in college. You know basketball. You played at Luther College down in Iowa, got the job, and obviously has done a good job with this program. The second state tournament appearance for her as head coach.
Yep. That's pretty neat. Luther College is my favorite album of all time. Dave Matthews live at Luther.
Great point shot up and in by Jacqueline Jarnot. It's the first 3 for Maranatha today, and Jarnot with 27 points today.
And just such a complete game, right? She's a slasher, she can shoot. Oh, there's another turnover going to Maranatha. And again, you just see the presence paid to Elena and Jackie. Jacqueline just knows where to get open, right? She's probably been playing with Elena since they were, 7 and 3 years old or 4 years old. So they just know how to play. And when you can go inside out at 6 foot, I mean, just such a weapon that most teams just don't have.
Curling around, Elena Jarnot jumper short. Moore gets a hand on him, able to get it back out. Nice job by Elise Moore, who's back in with 4 fouls. Pass to the right wing, drive to the basket, too strong. Then back out, and we get a whistle and a foul. Post attacking, was kind of the aggressor leaning into the defender there.
Yeah, I don't think that should have been a no call in my book.
They're traveling. Okay, and so it's a turnover on MCA. Chantel Gruen back in. And also Emily Narum for Southwest. Thompson back in for Maranatha, replacing Moore. As Gruen lost the ball, picked up though by Talsma, back out with it.
I think the Eagles, they got to get Gruen that ball where she can get it on the elbow and just 1 or 2, 3 dribbles attacking the basket. There was no answer defensively for Maranatha against that.
Another traveling whistle, this time on Veldkamp. Semi Payne back in. And post out for MCA. Jacqueline Jarnot. Pass to Thompson and back on the right side. Montgomery.
And they're going to try to take some time off the clock here. It's a set offense, just trying to get some motion. If they get a driving lane or an open 3, they'll take it.
And Elena Jarnot buries her first 3 of the game.
That's the thing, as good as she's played today, she's got 21. That's without shooting the ball well. She's normally a lights-out three-point shooter as well.
Off the rebound. Oh, and what a pass. Payne to Elena Jarnot for 2 more.
I didn't think Sammy Payne was going to see her there. She didn't make any contact, almost a no-look. Just a beautiful bounce pass. And you know why she gave that up? Because how many times do you think Elena Jarnot's given it up to her on a break, too? It's cyclical. When you have a great team and you put great chemistry.
Gruen with a great finish with a scoop shot.
She's been very impressive.
Elena Jarnot, a little hesitation and the pass missed and out of bounds off Thompson.
And here's that three-pointer. Nice. Look at her get that defender to back off, creates some space, and then knocks it down. Man, I don't know how Sammy Payne saw her coming unless there was some communication on it. But just an unselfish pass.
We get a blocking foul here on Jasmine Thompson. It's her second.
Remember, Sammy Payne, Elena Jarnot, Jacqueline Jarnot all picked up their second fouls with, what, about 8, 10, 12 minutes in that first half, and really have done a nice job adjusting to that and not picking up their third foul. Imagine if Jacqueline and Elena get out in foul trouble. This could be a completely different ballgame.
Well, now we'll get the, as you say that, the third on Jacqueline Jarnot, but now it comes with just 8 minutes to go instead of 8 minutes to go in the first half. So.
Well, and remember, too, that's the 7th team foul, so that's going to be bonus the rest of the way for the Eagles. About the same time they got into the first half, with well over 8 minutes left. And, you know, it's a 14-point game, but if this game does end up getting close again, that could be a big, big factor.
We were unable to score on the free throw. Talsma rebound into the paint, back up, short on the shot was Hannah Narum, and into the front court comes MCA. Elena Jarnot about the same spot she hit a three a moment ago. Way long and off on this one and out of bounds. A 14-point lead for MCA. We had a tie game at halftime. Pass to the front court. Ball's been in some trouble and out of bounds. A turnover forced by the pressure on MCA. Southwest thought that was tipped.
I thought it was too. It certainly looked like it.
Frustration there on Denise Nearham's face. We play on as Maranatha holding the ball in a sizable lead now with under 7.5 minutes to go.
You know, this is when they're really hard to defend. Look at the spacing they have. They're forcing the Eagles really to extend that defense, and if they come up and guard them, and that's where the quickness and the athleticism of the Mustangs really will start to take into effect and make it virtually impossible to guard.
Emily Nearham picking up her third foul. And a post back in for MCA. Elena Jarnot with the dribble. Jacqueline Jarnot to Payne, back to Jacqueline, up, missed on the shot. A rebound, Hannah Nairn with a pass into the front court, and then off of Groon, able to save it back to the bounds to Hannah Nairn. And then a pass, inferior pass, tipped away, and it's a steal for MCA. Southwest Minnesota gets it right back. Nice give and go back to Groon, up, and she'll shoot two. Groon on the season only, Ryan, a 51% free throw shooter. Today, 5 out of 9.
They're right about her season average here. And you know, you figure as good as she is around the basket and the way she can draw fouls, if she can improve on her free throw shooting, you know, especially if she's only a junior, as next year as a senior, you think she could probably average 6 to 8 points more just from being an effective free throw shooter.
Let's get the second one. 77-64. Low, Jacqueline Jarnot unable to finish. Payne is fouled and will shoot two.
So here's what that play does too. It's that high ball screen. You have to stop Elena Jarnot, and then you see her sister Jacqueline drive right to the basketball. What happens is the weak side defender has to come over and defend that. So even if she misses, that leaves someone like Sammy Payne on the weak side waiting to clean up the offensive glass. So it's kind of pick your poison. What do you want to try to take away?
Payne's had a good half scoring in the game. Now 11 points in the second half, 17 for the game for the junior Sammy Payne. Again, all these girls for Maranatha will come back with the exception of Elena Jarnot, and Jacqueline Jarnot picking up the foul there. Mustangs and Jacqueline Jarnot think that they had a clean block.
I don't know, as a defender, what else you're supposed to do. Your hands are straight in the air. You have the height advantage. You're allowed to have your space. I mean, I thought that was, from where we're standing, that looked like a great defensive play.
Emily Nairn making the first free throw.
I mean, what more are you supposed to do as a defense? I mean, she didn't extend her arms forward. She didn't lean her chest in forward to cause any contact. I thought that was great defense.
1 out of 2 on the free throws for Emily Nairn. So we wind down towards 6 minutes to play here in this final quarterfinal round game in Class A. Elena Jarnot's pass tipped, intercepted by Southwest Minnesota Christian. The Eagles looking for a push here in the second half. 3-point try. It won't drop though, and Payne rebounds. And they need shots like that one from DeCam to fall in the final minutes. They're going to make a rally. Lob ahead, Jacqueline Jarnot turns all the way around the rim, but not in. Offensive board, though. Here's Payne attacking. Too strong off the glass. Into the hands of Montgomery. They'll reset. Drive.
Oh, wow, nice job keeping that
Nice
ball.
job. Post able to keep her dribble. And then we get a timeout. Chris Bierman had seen enough of a helter-skelter in that possession and calls a timeout.
That was just a heck of a job keeping the dribble there without turning it over. Yeah, it's hard to tell, when the Mustangs are so used with their foot on the gas, going 100 miles an hour. Now you're up 13, 5 minutes, so kind of transitioning from that frantic pace to, hey, let's take 30, 40 seconds, make them extend their defense, because I don't think that the Eagles have the quickness to stay in front of anyone on the Mustangs team. So if you extend that defense out, make them guard you up to half court, and then it's driving time, drive and kick, try to get easy layups or easy jump shots.
MCA, we're going to get back into the semifinals and championship. 2 years ago, we saw them lost here in the quarterfinals to Mankato Loyola in a terrific overtime game. Last year came back, beat Stephen Argyle in this game at Mariucci, and went on to finish as runner-up in Class A. 7th straight tournament appearance for the Mustangs, champions in 2011 and 2012. A quick basket off the inbound, and now 80-65. And Southwest answers with a hoop. 2 for Narum. She's got a dozen points now. Lena Charnot driving, she'll take it all the way to the basket, around and in.
And again, there's that spacing. That's where I think if you had a redo for the Eagles defensively, I'd say we're going to cram the middle, force you to kick those out, and if you guys beat us shooting jump shots, we'll live with that. But instead, a lot of easy drives, easy layups at the rim.
That one will come out on the 3. Jacqueline Jarnot with the rebound. Head to Elena. She had an injury a couple of possessions ago where it looked like she turned her ankle a little bit. I saw her favor it, and now we'll come out here. Maybe it's just a cramp.
Yeah, it was. They were trying to stretch that. It's a calf cramp. I was watching that. And that's obviously, you don't like to see that, but it's better than having a bad ankle. Watch her as this. I'll tell you, when you get when you get that calf cramp,
at you.
It does. We saw LeBron a few years ago, right in the finals, have that, and people made fun of him. I can tell you that's one of the most awful pains.
Jasmine Thompson traveled in that last play.
And sometimes in these big games, state tournaments, you get a little bit more worked up. You're playing a little harder. You're dehydrated. That's when you can get those cramps.
Turnover and a foul on Southwest Minnesota Christian after the Mustangs had turned them over.
But how big is it, John, that they're up by 15 and can afford right now to have Elena out of the game for however long it takes? Imagine if this was a tie ball game, with 4 minutes left, you probably have to take a timeout or two.
One dribble for Thompson, back to Jacqueline Jarnot, up off the back iron and in. 31 points now for Jacqueline Jarnot.
You see her switch hands too to her off hand to shoot that, her right hand. Beautiful move.
Gruen attacking, her shot won't go, gets her own rebound, kicks it back out, driving down the lane, then back out for DeCam. Right side 3 ball, that comes in and out, and we get it over the back foul, whistled against Jasmine Thompson.
There you can see Elena, you can see they're rubbing her calf down there. And sometimes you just got to rub it out, knee it out. It gets really hard, it gets tight, you can't extend your leg. Not a fun feeling. And you wonder at this point if Coach Bierman just says, you know what, you're done for the game. We can't risk, injuring it. We're up 16 points with under 4 minutes. But generally, coaches don't feel that way until that final horn sounds. That you never quite feel safe.
And Narum connects on both free throws. Turnover for MCA. Back comes Southwest. We're missing the shot. Rare miss for her in the paint, and a rebound for MCA.
Yep. They're going to get double dribble.
Lena Jarnot is coming back in, along with Elise Moore. Right, coaches look at and say, no, there's too much time left. I'm getting my best player back out on the floor if she's able. Well, we're going to get a foul here on Southwest.
I think it was a legal screen on the underneath out of bounds play.
It'll be Gruen, missed her second. 16 fouls on Southwest. And Jarnot zipping the pass ahead, but Sammy Payne who can't handle it and out of bounds. All of the scoring in the second half, Ryan, for Maranatha, all 37 points. Jacqueline Jarnot, Elena Jarnot, and Sammy Payne accounted for everything.
I believe it. Well, they got 31, 25, and 17 respectively, so all three have had monster games. Ooh.
Three-point try for DeKim's, usually good three-point shooter, but not able to get her shots to head today to fall. Moore able to make them pay at the other end, her first basket today.
Yeah, nice rebound too by, I think that was Kylie Post that had that rebound and the throw ahead. Oh, way to stick with it.
Nice play there between the sisters, Hannah Narum to Emily Narum for two for Southwest. Moore's shot not good, but she's fouled and will go to the line. She went to the floor rather hard as well.
Never like to see that. Let's see if we can see. Well, that was the previous play. And a nice job sticking with it by Narum right there. Getting her strength, gathering it, and able to finish too.
Moore able to get up, and she will shoot the free throw. So
here's a question, John. So you got two sets of sisters, one on for the Eagles, one for the Mustangs. The Narum sisters and the Jarnot sisters. If they play 2-on-2, who do you got?
Well, I guess it would have to take the Jarnot sisters, a little bit taller and play well together, but don't make me pick like that.
Let's see if we can see. You know what happened there? It almost looked like, I don't know if it's when she banged her knee on the floor, but sometimes you get that knee from a defender right into your thigh, and man, does that hurt.
Southwest with another set of sisters. Chantel Gruen has a sister, Cassandra, who we haven't seen play yet today. Moore able to hit at the free throw line.
Maybe we take both sets of sisters for Southwest against
there you go. Now it's
sisters.
4-2. 87-61. MCA may hit 90 today. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by Jacqueline Jarnot.
When you get the feeling, too, I mean, they had 80 points 3 minutes ago, that if they had kept their foot on the gas, they might have been able to hit 100. I'm reading they have a little trivia up here at the Mariucci Arena. It says no team has ever scored 100 points in a single tournament game. There's been one team that's done it.
I think a few years ago, right there we go. It's up on the board right now. New Richland did it in 2014. Carly Wagner, a great player for them, had 53 points for New Richland. .237 to go. Maranatha is going to close this one out, move into the semifinals against Mountain Iron Buell. Payne, three-point try from the corner is up and in.
Wow.
That is the seventh grader, Macy Smith, connecting. Gruen able to answer at the other end. Smith in some trouble in the backcourt and able to get it to post for Jacqueline Jarnot to Payne. Saves it in the corner, no. We get a timeout, with a three-pointer from Macy Smith, 5 foot, seventh grader.
You talk about building confidence, right? You get your first action in the state tournament, and as a seventh grader too, and they're very high on her. Gets in, touches it, hitting that big three. That's priceless.
Maranatha with that three is now hit 90 on the season. A team that averages in the 80s on the season. Denise Narum's team coaching for the last 2 minutes of the game in the last 2 minutes of the season, unfortunately for the Eagles.
Yeah, but that's what you're teaching your kids. It's always bigger than the game you're in, right? You're down by 17. Obviously, the chances of you winning are slim to none. Hey, but you're teaching your kids no matter what is, we finish to the end, right? We prepare, we play hard. Anything can happen, and you take those lessons for any of the seniors that are graduating. You know, obviously when you get into the real world and the workforce and as parents, you got to always fight to the end. So I always love the little messages that are within the game, you know, of any game, any sport that we play. And you love seeing coaches teach that those life lessons.
Jacqueline Jarrett inbounding. Moore to Sammy Payne. Kicks it off to the corner. Pull up right side. Well short on this shot by Smith, and the rebound to Southwest. Into the front quarters. We're inside of 2 minutes to go. Chantel Groom. Lane opened up and drives and it scores.
I love her game, huh? She has just been impressive.
28 points. Payne at the other end. Unable to finish. Ball off the rim. Rebounded by Southwest.
When she takes that first dribble, that first step, it's like she gets shot out of a cannon. She's got a great first step.
Emily Narum's pass blocked and a turnover. Jacqueline Jarnett has it off on her wing to Moore. Missed the shot, hit the underside of the basket, rebounded. Jacqueline Jarnett will go baseline and score.
She's left-handed, you know that, right? And you see how she finishes with that offhand. I'll tell you, she's only a sophomore. She's going to be one of the best players by far in the state the next couple of years.
Grown now with 30 points. Jacqueline Jarnett has 33 for MCA. Under a minute to play. Whistle and trembling. Sophia Montgomery in for Maranatha. Carly Vandertop, 5'11" junior, in for Southwest. Shot up, not good. We've got an injured MCA player, John, and a basket up and in. Excuse me, this is Montgomery who's down. I don't know if she also has a cramp or what happened
watch
here.
her ankles. See right there? Yep. Ooh. Oh, man, that hurts. You know, we saw Zach Tyson in the Osseo boys team have that bad ankle injury. And, you know, I played a lot of basketball. I've hurt my ankle so bad. I see that, and it makes it's like you can feel it for him. You know that's a painful, painful thing. Especially at something like that. It's such a routine play where you're just planting. You just never know. I want you to watch her left ankle right there. Ugh. Yeah, you could tell right away, and you feel it. And it's one of those things that the pain, you know, I've torn my Achilles, and I'd almost rather tear my Achilles from the pain standpoint than hurt your ankle bad. And you can see the pain. That's not a fun feeling.
Montgomery, one of their first players off the bench, and if it's a series that looked right there, and as much pain as she is, you'd think it would be tough for her perhaps to play in the semifinal. Well,
here's the good thing about it is you do it, and you feel like, you know, they're going to probably have to carry her off. She won't be able to weight bear. You ice and you put some stimulation on that, and by tomorrow, you know, you'll feel like you won't play, and you get out to warm-ups and you just find a way to play through it. So it's, you know, I mean, you hope if it's a high ankle sprain, or, you know, grade 1 or grade 2, those are hard to overcome. You just hate to see that.
So Montgomery helped off. (91-79) with 32 seconds to play. Jacqueline Jarnott off to the corner, goes post to Payne. Back across for Thompson. Thompson here, down low for Payne, back out. They're not going to shoot again. Release Moore with it, and Maranatha Christian Academy is back into the semifinals. At least in Class A, they advance today with a 91-79 win.
Well, that was kind of the concern I had with Southwest Minnesota after a great first half offensively, is would they be able to sustain that type of level, that kind of action and up and down, and the answer was no. It's just when you're not prepared and not used to playing at that pace, it can wear you down in a hurry, and it went from a tie game to, a 20-point game just like that. Congratulations to Maranatha on moving on to the semifinals.
Southwest Minnesota Christian finishes season at 27-2, and Maranatha now 25-6. Ryan, we've had a great year of basketball, boys and girls, in the Northwest suburbs. Number of teams in the state tournament. This is it for our season today.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. God, what a great, just both boys and girls, just great talent, great, especially in the Northwest Suburban, how deep that's been. Hopkins out of the Lake Conference. Been a lot of fun, and I think we're going to have a really good year. We got a lot of talent coming back next year, too.
Great to have you all year.
Always fun, sir.
All right, we'll see you in football season.
You betcha.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll wrap it up, actually, from here. KSTC Channel 45 has all of the exclusive broadcast rights of all 4 classes of the semifinals and finals. So that is our last production of the winter sports season. We'll be back in the spring. Fast pitch softball, baseball, and lacrosse. We wrap it up today from Mariucci. Maranatha moves on to the Class A. They're into the semifinals. They win today over Southwest Minnesota Christian, 91-79. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for tuning in today on 12 Sports.